my favorite part in this, and I don't know if how well you'll be able to see this, but it says, women weren't given the right to vote. They won it.
But it didn't start in 1920. It started much before that. And in the West, for example, the Western United States, women were voting in presidential elections beginning in 1869 in Wyoming. So it's not something that just happened overnight. We know that the desire for women to vote, the suffrage movement, starts back in the 1840s. 1848 is the big movement where we see that happening at the beginning of the women's suffrage movement. But I think it's really important to note that states in the West felt that women needed to vote to bring calm and structure and, peace to this wild Western frontier. Yet the eastern parts of the United States, where we all live, most of us live today, didn't feel that women were needed for that. So it took a long time to get the eastern seaboard really on board, almost 60 years.
Yeah, despite all of these efforts that happened throughout the United States to help get African Americans and Black women acclimated into American society and help them become citizens, there were still so much legislation and so many different laws that were passed that really went against that, going based on polling tax, grandfather clause, all of these other issues made it extremely hard for women and for African Americans to gain the right to vote and to exercise their right to vote.
We have to remember the 70s and the women's movement. So more women were becoming financially independent, and you didn't have to get married right after college. And people were in the workforce, they're more highly educated in many instances. So I think that would have a great impact on voting.
You also have to remember that, the second wave feminism that's coming about in the 60s and the 70s is really changing the way that women are looking at themselves and what they can do with their lives.
Talk with people about voting. So I know that with COVID, we can't really do that in person, but talk about voting and talk about it often and talk about it why, because you never know what your words will say and you never know who you're going to impact.
Women are powerful, and if we are able to unite together to, not just voting for our specific parties, but to vote and to have our issues heard, no matter what side of the issue you're on, I think we could do a lot.
Well, I think it's not directly to your point, but I think we need to have better access to voting, not just one day.
For 9 days. It ends the day before election. For 9 days, you could vote. Poll sites are open up in selected area on Saturdays and Sunday.
Good.
At certain times. So, when I heard the comment about now it's more convenient to vote, whether you work out, because you could come out for 9 days and vote. So, and vote by absentee. We've mailed application to some 500,000, almost 600,000 registered voters.
More women are coming out to vote, and more women are getting involved. So I think that's a plus to everything going on. And I see it, just getting better each year.